What is the fastest way a room of happy people turns sour you've witnessed? We had to work on a holiday, but management didn't, so there was nobody to unlock the building. We waited outside from 7 a.m. until 7:45 and were told that if we didn't get in by 8 we could go home. 7:55 the manager shows up and lets us in. Bad snowstorm started about 4 a.m. a few years ago. My coworkers and I were texting each other thinking no way would they make us come into our job today, we are not essential workers. We're all home waiting for the email to go out regarding whether or not our boss would give us the day off. Email finally goes out around 7:30 a.m. saying that we would have a shorter day but everyone must show up for work by 9. So I layered up, cleaned off my car, shoveled out of my parking spot and headed to work on very precarious roads. I got to work on time and was greeted by my coworkers who were all pretty happy just to not have gotten into an accident on the way over. All of the clients and meetings had been cancelled, so there was a party-like atmosphere. Just as we were talking about playing charades, we get another email from the boss saying because road conditions were so bad they were closing the agency after all and everyone had to go home. This was 20 minutes after we had all gotten there. I have never seen 20+ people all scream "Are you ducking kidding me" at the same time before. It was absurd and everyone was pissed. Family gathering was going great until the host realized she was missing thousands of dollars worth of jewelry. She started accusing everyone of being thieves until her husband said he put it away without telling her. Was the host mortified? Did she apologize or did the party just end? Lol, imagine if she kept up the act. Reminds me of Batman Begins. "I'll want to thank you all for coming here tonight and drinking all of my booze." No, really. There's a thing about being a Wayne that you're never short of a few freeloaders, like yourselves, to fill up your mansion with. So here's to you people. Thank you. To all of you. All of you phonies, all of you two-faced friends, you sycophantic suck-ups who smile through your teeth at me, please, leave me in peace. Please go. Stop smiling, it's not a joke. Please leave. Haha, I just read that in Christian Bale's voice and pictures the whole scene in my head. Was such a classic addition to that whole franchise and what we needed from a Batman Bruce Wayne. Was on a team, about 15 people, for a special project for a regional internet service provider. During the bi-weekly team meeting, the manager was super pumped about how far ahead of schedule we were due to some new processes we came up with. After about 20 minutes of attaboys, the manager concluded with telling us all we were being laid off in the same tone of voice she used for the whole meeting, issuing a bunch of praise. Most of us awkwardly laughed for a couple seconds thinking she was joking. She was not. I used to be a courier, had the same customers every day. One of the customers was an online store that had about 50 employees. The store was very successful, and bought for mid-8 figures by a bigger international competitor. The couple that owned the website organized a party with food and music, talking excitedly about their successes and praising themselves. Only to go on and fire 90% of the employees in that company. To be honest, I probably would sell a store for $100,000 plus that I made so I didn't have to deal with everything ever again. Wouldn't mid-8 figures be closer to $50 million? You're making this decision even easier. That small island of my own territory. When the boss got drunk at the Christmas party and let slip that there was going to be layoffs coming in the new year. That's just terrible. Last year at our Christmas party they let it slip that they would be shuffling all the crews around so the people we've been working with for the last 10+ years would all be on different shifts. That sounds like some middle school desk shuffling bullshit. Not exactly a room, but our plane landed home after my company spent a year in Iraq. Our company commander previously told us to tell our families that they shouldn't come out to the tarmac to welcome us back because it would be a ducking circus and you'll just see them later anyway. Stepping off the plane, who are the first and only people we see? Our fucking commander's wife, 3 kids, parents, grandparents, brothers, and numerous cousins' friends. What an ass. I know, right? He was the worst. One day at work we had an hour meeting followed by a planned pizza party as a reward for meeting some safety goal. They'd been telling us all week not to worry about food because they were getting pizza. Well, after the meeting we're sitting around waiting for the pizza to get there when out boss comes in and tells us there was a failure of communication and no one actually ordered the pizza. If you want to see 50 factory workers go from excited to murder ready in less than a second, that's what you tell them. I was on a Chicago to NY flight. We all get on the plane, but we're delayed taking off due to a heavy storm going on. About 20 minutes in, Everybody was still pretty calm until the pilot announces they're working on getting our baggage loaded, because it's been sitting on the tarmac this entire time. The entire plane looks out and sees all our luggage just sitting there in the pouring rain uncovered, and starts freaking out. I'm calling it someone's computer got ruined. 100%. Luckily mine was carry on, but I was just coming back from Japan, and all the things I bought were in a duffel bag that got ruined. In grad school we were gathered in a room to hear about how the last term of classes in the program was going to be cut due to a new law regarding educator requirements for the state. Everyone was stoked because it was going to save us like $5,000 to $8,000. Then they told us that due to state budget cuts, our total tuition was going to double. Sounds about right. So sad. At a small gathering, as the lid was lifted on an extra large pizza, a guy with a miserable cold sneezed directly onto it. Please tell me he offered to buy a new pizza. It's been 3 hours. Duck that guy, I'm assuming he didn't. Was bartending on one of our restaurant's busiest days. Place was packed and man and a boy of about 9 couldn't stop wrestling and giggling. The man about 30 years old started repeatedly yelling, "I'm gonna grab your penis." Yeah, the whole place dropped dead silent. Mother grabs the kid and says they need to chill out. That sounds like a what would you do show moment. Telling them they're all going to be let go just before Christmas. Walmart is really bad about letting their seasonal people go the same week as Christmas after spending 90 days building them up as having a chance of being more than a temp. I'm currently a Walmart cashier and was forced to work Thanksgiving Black Friday with no extra pay. That did not bode well with anyone who was even semi-new. Everyone thought we'd be getting $21 HR, plus they cut hours earlier in the week so everyone thought they were accommodating for the extra pay, cheap bastards. No, Walmart hasn't done holiday pay in a few years. They do give you a 15% discount that you can use one of 2 possible days in the store if you aren't late or absent around Thanksgiving. It's terrible. Our store is trying to give us the discount between paychecks. It's extremely shitty. I worked at a casino for a couple of years and the joke is totally true. How do you piss off 500 old people? Yell bingo. I had just turned 18 and went to a sports betting bingo place in another country. I wasn't very experienced so I thought I had got a bingo, and yelled it out. The workers came to check and saw that it wasn't. They were used to it and just started over again, but the other, much older, customers were pissed. Lol, this was an Impractical Jokers skit. That punishment had me dying. I always love when they punish Sal because you can tell he truly gets embarrassed flustered and it's not just an act for the camera. I love how they all know how to get under his skin. Didn't they describe him as like a 70-year-old grandma one time? Lamau. In Portugal during the World Cup. Get there early to find a street bar in the center with a big screen. Place is soon packed. England start really well and everyone is singing and laughing. All of a sudden the bar up the road erupts into massive cheers. Lots of people go out into the road to see. Apparently someone just dropped an entire tray of drinks. We all laugh and go back to watching the game. 10 seconds later England score. Our bar erupts and we spill into the street. The bar up the road is deadly silent now. Weird. The game starts again and the bar up the road starts shouting again. Nothing in the game. What's going on? People look up the road again. Can't quite work it out. Then a really bad tackle goes in and the penny finally drops. Our bar's TV is the only one using satellite and all the other bars have cable. Our feed is about 20 seconds behind everywhere else. Every exciting moment is audible about 20 seconds before we get to see it. Have never seen a bar empty so fast in all my life. Had a similar experience working in a pub once during the South Africa World Cup. The radio in the kitchen was a few seconds ahead of the TV so we would all hear something exciting happen and rush out of the kitchen into the bar area to watch it on TV.